Before start flow.
Before starting engines procedure, parking brake. Set. Generator. 1, 2, turned, on, battery. Activated. Beacon lights. Switched on, thrust, lever, idle, avionics. Turned, on, seat belt sign. Turned, on, departure field elevation set on landing elevation panel. Altimeter set. Ready for takeoff, brief completed. Ready for before start checklist. Set V speeds, before start done.
If you do need any assistance, the cabin crew will be pleased to help. Thank you.
Well, welcome to London City, Echo Golf Lima Charlie in the CJ4 on a flight to Gatwick, Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. So we'll just enter the flight plan into the FMC. It's direct from SimBrief. And during this flight we'll be using Pilot2ATC as our ATC program. This will handle all the ATC communications and it will sync perfectly with multi-crew experience, because I'm using the same co-pilot voice Kath as the Pilot2ATC voice. So during the flight we'll be using VNav. We'll be climbing to our cruise altitude of flight level 100, and then we'll use VNav to descend to our final approach fix at 3,000 feet, from which we'll engage the RNP profile, which will give us glide path down to Gatwick. So the final approach fix is at a levee at 3,000 feet. Once we arrive at the final approach fix, we'll engage approach mode, and that will take us all the way into runway 26 left. Our MDA for runway 26 left is 590 feet. If we have to go missed, the CJ4 FMC also integrates a full missed approach procedure. So hopefully this video will demonstrate the accuracy of the CJ4 navigation in both LNav and VNav, and give you an idea of how accurately the CJ4 flies the RNP approach. It's a relatively short flight with lots of controller changes, so hopefully you'll enjoy listening to the ATC. One proviso: I always use COM channel 2, both in Pilot2ATC and in the aircraft. This prevents Microsoft Flight Sim from interfering with your frequencies. So that's the FMC set up and we're ready to go. So now I'll contact London City Ground on COM 2 using the PTT on the stick. Victor Whiskey 231 ready to copy IFR clearance.
Victor Whiskey 231, we don't have a flight plan on file for you.
Standby 1. Victor Whiskey 231 ready to copy IFR clearance to Gatwick.
Victor Whiskey 231 is cleared to Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, climb via the BPK-1A departure, with the BPK transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 27. Climb to flight level 060 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 3 minutes after departure. Squawk 4515.
Squawk 4515.
Roger. Transponder code Victor Whiskey 231 is cleared to Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, climb via the 1 departure, with the BPK transition, then is filed. Climb to flight level 060 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 3 minutes after departure. Squawk 4515.
Victor Whiskey 231 read back correct. QNH is 1029er, let us know when you're ready to taxi.
QNH is 1029er Victor Whiskey 231.
Set altitude 3000.
Sure. Selecting altitude 3000.
Hello, 1066 Whiskey ground, start up pushback approved.
Okay.
Facing
Could you
south,
please
QNH
confirm
1015.
engine start?
Yes.
Skipper. Great. Start switch engaged. Engine 2. Start valve open. Engine 2 and 2. Fuel flow. Engine 2.
Start engine 1.
Engaging starter. Engine 1. Start valve open. Engine 1 and 2. Starter cut out. Engine 2. Fuel flow. Engine 1. Starter cut out. Engine 1.
After start.
Grand Lot 3945.
Lot 3945, taxi Alpha Echo holding point 29er, number 1.
After
Alpha
start.
Echo holding point 29er.
After start, anti-ice is required. Hood heat turned on. Electrics checked. Bleed source set to both engines. Yacht amper. Armed. Ready for after start
As
check.
well as using PTT to talk direct to ATC, you can now ask the first officer, co-pilot in this case, to do the comms for you.
Victor Whiskey 231 ready for pushback.
Victor Whiskey 231 pushback approved.
Pushback approved. Victor Whiskey 231.
Parking brake off.
Parking brake. Released.
Airport 2007, taxi Mike Echo holding point 29er.
Mike Echo holding point 29er.
Airport 2007, standby for tower 118.3. Good day.
1183 Airport 2007.
Victor Whiskey 231 request taxi to runway 27.
Victor Whiskey 231 taxi to runway 27 via taxiways Yankee, Alpha, hold short runway 27.
Taxi to runway 27 via taxiways Yankee. Alpha, hold short runway 27 Victor Whiskey 231.
Ground LL564, fully ready for position.
Hello, L564 ground, start pushback approved.
Before
Facing
taxi
down.
flow.
QNH 1
Set up for taxi. Fasten seat belt signs. Switched on. Taxi lights. On. Navigation lights. Set to on. Wing lights. Turned on. Logo lights. Set to on. Cabin call please. Emergency lights. Armed. Taxi flow complete.
Magazines and newspapers. We will now show a short video demonstrating safety
Nav mode
procedures for this aircraft.
Track
You'll
mode.
find a
Set
safety
to on.
card in the seat
Speed
pocket in
mode
front
on.
of you. Please study this
Okay.
carefully.
Speed
Thank you for your attention and
mode
wish you a
active.
pleasant
Set
flight.
speed
Now.
175.
Yep. Setting. Speed. 175.
cancel master caution.
Okay, pressing the master caution switch.
Runway entry procedure. Runway entry procedure.
State runway.
27.
Number 40, Bravo request.
Tell.
Runway and heading confirmed. Landing lights. On. Strobe lights. Selected. On. Transponder mode normal. Flight controls free. Transponder on.
3503, taxi holding point Alpha 4. Standby tower, runway decimal, easy clear.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 4, standby tower, runway decimal, kilo to Shane, lot 250.
Victor Whiskey 231 contact tower on 118.07. Enjoy your afternoon.
Tower on 118.07 Victor Whiskey 231.
Deluxe 358, thank you. The surface wind is 270 degrees at 9 knots. Runway 34, clear to land.
To land 34, Deluxe 358.
Victor Whiskey 231 ready for IF or release runway 27 at Echo Golf Lima Charlie.
Victor Whiskey 231 you are released for departure. Runway 27 after takeoff maintain heading 274 until above 1500, then turn to intercept course. Climb and maintain flight level 060. Release for departure void at 1446 Zulu advise with alternate intentions no later than 1451 Zulu time now is 1439 Zulu.
Victor Whiskey 231 released for departure runway 27 after takeoff maintain heading 274 until above 1500, then turn to course. Climb and maintain flight level 060. Release for departure void at 1446 Zulu.
Set takeoff flaps.
United 127,
Yep.
wind 130
Setting.
degrees 12 knots.
Takeoff
Runway
flaps.
10
Confirm
takeoff.
flaps 15.
Yes.
What could I do? Alone. Setting. Flaps 15.
Victor Whiskey 231 ready to go.
Victor Whiskey 231 winds are 101 at 10 knots cleared for takeoff. Runway 27.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 27 Victor Whiskey 231. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate.
Zero.
Affirmative. Gear. Coming up. Gear. Up.
Shamrock 65
Secure.
whiskey, wind 130 degrees 12 knots. Runway 10 clear to land.
Third line, runway 10, 658.
Victor Whiskey 231 contact Gatwick radar director on 129 approach 02. Enjoy.
Altitude.
Radar director on 129.0 to Victor Whiskey 231.
Flaps up.
Radar
Flaps
director
coming
Victor Whiskey
up.
231 climbing to flight level 060.
Victor
Flaps set.
Whiskey 231, good afternoon. Squawk 4515.
Squawk 4515 Victor Whiskey 231. Roger.
Victor
Transponder
Whiskey
code
231 slow to 200
4515.
knots or less.
Got that. Wilco Victor Whiskey 231.
Victor Whiskey 231 radar contact. Victor Whiskey 231 slow to 200 knots or less.
Wilco Victor Whiskey 231.
51 Papa, confirm it, flight level 260, 15 miles, via Echo Lima. 5 on Papa, correct.
After takeoff flow, taxi lights turned off. Anti-ice is required. Landing lights is required. Cross-checked. Thanks. Ready for after takeoff check.
MO circulation 125 Bravo, flight number 360. Finish 125 Bravo, no. Not against that. Okay, that's 125 Bravo.
Victor Whiskey 231 climb and maintain flight level 060.
Climb and maintain flight level 060 Victor Whiskey 231.
Set altitude 6,000.
Setting altitude 6,000.
Level change.
Altitude select mode.
Speed mode.
Engaged. Speed mode
Mode.
switched on.
Charlie, full from 125, fine. 315 Charlie, say again please. 122.
Victor Whiskey 231 climb and maintain flight level 060.
Climb and maintain flight level 060 Victor Whiskey 231.
085. 122, 085, and 315 Charlie, bye-bye.
Victor Whiskey 231 climb and maintain flight level 100.
climb and maintain flight level 100 Victor Whiskey 231.
Altitude.
Set flight level 100.
Setting, flight level 100. Transition altitude.
Juliet, call Tom 085. Okay, 2085, man, we can do it, please.
Altitude.
Crossing 10,000.
Victor Whiskey 231 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
Wilco Victor Whiskey 231.
Hello, 296 Hotel, I identify Cereproc low, flying element 40 and fluctuating at 11.
Check the line time L3 for the emergency period, there is the 969.
Now, 793, proceed the call of flight level 380. Yeah, 793, hello, identify.
Victor Whiskey 231 expect the RNav approach to runway 26 left at Gatwick.
Expect the RNav approach to runway 26 left Victor Whiskey 231.
Set altitude 3000.
Affirmative. Setting, altitude 3000.
So we prepared our aircraft for the VNav descent after BPK down to our final approach fix at a levee. Select VNav.
Yep. VNav activated.
Victor Whiskey 231 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
Wilco Victor Whiskey 231.
Victor Whiskey 231 expedite climb to flight level 100.
Expedite climb to flight level 100 Victor Whiskey 231. Victor Whiskey 231 would like an en route descent.
Victor Whiskey 231 at pilot discretion. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Victor Whiskey 231 inbound at flight level 09 or 5 request RNAV approach to runway 26 left.
Victor Whiskey 231 squawk 4515 expect the RNAV approach to runway 26 left at Gatwick QNH is 1028.
Expecting the RNAV approach to runway 26 left at Gatwick Victor Whiskey 231.
Victor Whiskey 231 cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 26 left, continue to LNav, then cleared to K26LF to join the approach.
Continue to LNav, then cleared to K26 left to join the approach Victor Whiskey 231.
Squawk 4515.
Transponder code 4515.
Victor Whiskey 231 radar contact.
Descent flow.
Roger, descent. Landing elevation set. Radar select weather or terrain captain. Cast checked and cleared. Landing data nav radio is tuned and set. Window heat switched on. Seat belt signs turned on. No smoke lights turned on. Approach briefing. Any constraints missed approach. Descent flow down ready for checklist.
Victor Whiskey 231 QNH is 1028 at Gatwick, contact tower on 124.22. Have a good afternoon.
QNH is 1028. Transition tower on 124.2 to Victor Whiskey 231.
Good day, Northwest 277, flight for 380 Gaska.
Tower Victor Whiskey 231 inbound for RNAV approach runway 26 left.
Victor Whiskey 231 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
Wilco Victor Whiskey 231.
Victor Whiskey 231 good afternoon. Squawk 4515 continue RNAV to runway 26 left, call when established on final.
Continue RNAV to runway 26 left, will call when established on final Victor Whiskey 231.
Victor Whiskey 231, this is Gatwick Tower on
Transponder code
124.22,
4515. Selected.
Altitude.
Leader 484, Tower, sziasztok, continue approach runway 13 left, wind 100 degrees, van benne.
Approach mode on.
Approach. Hold. Activated.
Approach flow.
Approach, sir. Altimeter set. Select nav source cap. Select display cap. Landing lights. Nav on. Fasten seat belt signs. Selected. On. Approach speed ref +7. Set AV Onyx for approach captain. Check TCAS. Check CAS and clear. Ready for approach.
Wizz Air 484, runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 100 degrees, 11 knots.
Headland 13 left, 481.
Ryanair 1 November, Washington contact and 129.
Speed. Check. Selecting flaps 15. Gear. Speed. Check. What exactly did you say? Confirm. Speed way above maximum cap right. Going down. (1,000 feet above ground). Gear, down and lock.
Flaps 35.
Selecting flaps 35. Flaps is required.
Victor Whiskey 231. 2 mile final.
Victor Whiskey 231 winds are 082 at 12 knots, cleared to land runway 26 left.
Clear to land runway 26 left, Victor Whiskey 231. 500 feet.
Landing flow.
Landing flow. Spoilers check down. Flaps is required. Seat belt. Warning lights turned on. Anti-skid. Armed. Landing lights. Switched on.
Yes, go ahead.
Minimums.
Hi, Captain.
Recognition
Cabin
lights.
is ready for landing.
On.
Yes, copy
Taxi
that.
lights.
Thanks very much.
Selected. On. Flaps 35 and indicated. Check 3 greens and missed approach altitude set. Landing flow complete, David.
Victor Whiskey 231 exit runway when able.
Ground spoilers deployed. 60 knots.
Clean up flow.
After landing flow, out of reverse, flaps, going up. Flaps verified. Pivot heat selected off. Taxi lights switched on. Strobe lights switched off. Landing lights selected off. Spoilers disarmed. Recognition lights off. They are. Spoilers are down. All clean.
Victor Whiskey 231 request taxi to the gate.
Victor Whiskey 231 contact Gatwick ground on 121.8 for taxi clearance.
Ground on 121.8 for taxi clearance. Victor Whiskey 231.
Victor Whiskey 231 request taxi to the gate.
Victor Whiskey 231 taxi to gate 36 via taxiways 08 Lima 26 Romeo, Quebec, Kilo Alpha, Lima.
Taxi to gate 36 via taxiways 08 Lima 26 Romeo, Quebec, Kilo Alpha, Lima, Victor Whiskey 231.
Hello, ATM 6 Whiskey Alpha, ground taxi Alpha, Mike 16.
I'm rolling to the 2 low. 1-5.
Well, that's just 20 kilo, time CJ4 pushback, start approved.
Start approved.
Shut down flow.
Shut down flow. Parking brake. Set. Taxi lights. Turned off. Navigation lights. Switched off. Generator. 1. Now off. Closing down the engine. 1. Generator. 2. Selected. Off. Closing down the engine. 2.
Cancel caution.
Fasten seat belt signs. Now off. Beacon lights. Switched. Off. No smoking signs. Switched. Off. Engine anti-ice. 1, 2. Off. Wing anti-ice. Turned. Off. Done here, Captain.
Cancel
Ready
master
for shutdown check. Okay. Pressing the master caution
Cancel
switch.
master warning.
Almost done investing.
And 101 via Oscar
Battery switch
November.
off.
Got it. Battery selected. Off.